guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. It's from a guy, he's 29 years old. He's going to share his story, how just like so many guys before him, and let's be honest, so many guys after him, this guy was completely taken advantage by a young woman that he really, really liked. However, you're going to see this guy literally served himself up on a silver platter to be taken advantage of, resulting in the whole situation that he gets himself into. And ultimately, guys, you're going to see this guy learns a lot of very hard lessons in terms of how she treats him, amongst many other things. But ultimately, he does learn his lesson, and now he's on the path to obviously bettering himself and learning things, particularly through this channel, and has a bit of a last laugh when she comes crawling back. However, this story, guys, is in my opinion, a great teaching tool of what not to do. Not just with women, for you dating and relationship types and what to watch out for, but also in general how you act and behave in life when you simply are trying to buy people's affection, buy people's friendship. Because you're going to see in this story, guys, this guy was blue pill as it gets. And also a guy very insecure, so has to do all these gestures and essentially show off to get people to try to like him. The worst possible way to go in life, not just with women, but also people in general, because all that stuff screams insecurity. And let me tell you, there's going to be many smackable moments in this story that you guys definitely, by the end of this story, this guy, if he was with me, his face would be numb probably for a week. But I respect that he sent this story in, and he's going to learn a lot from this, as well as many of you guys, to not make the same mistakes he does, to help him out in the future. So definitely a good one to go over. So, starts off, hello SSM. I'm a new viewer, and I'm on the journey of becoming R-pilled. I appreciate all that you do, and wished I would have discovered your channel sooner, as it would have saved me time and money and a heartache. For some background, I am 29 years old and Asian American. My father is a good man. He worked in a factory to support my mom while she was in college. However, she ended up meeting a coworker at work and married him after divorcing my dad. Well, that's real nice of her. She got custody of me, and I stayed with my dad each summer until I graduated high school. I was focused on my education and graduated with an Associate of Applied Science in Robotics and Automation. I'm now a process control technician for an ice cream manufacturer. I've been overweight all my life and had little experience with women. My mother was definitely the one in control of our household, and my stepfather lacked a backbone with her. So, mom ran the show. Your real dad wasn't around. You said you spent summers with him, but so you're with the stepfather all the time. And your male role model, if you will, was a weak guy. And I might add, in this story, his dad worked in a factory, worked his butt off to take care of mom. Mom went to school, graduated college, got a degree, got obviously a good paying job, and kicked his dad to the curb and found some guy that she could obviously latch on to, monkey branching if you will, and take advantage of him. Now you're going to see, guys, this is going to come back to this guy's real life. This is his example that was set for him, and you're going to see he does the same freaking thing. This is why it's so important, guys. I talk about it all the time. Guys got to have a good male role model, preferably their dad, and if it's not him, an uncle, godfather, grandpa, older brother, somebody to help show him the path. Otherwise, you could end up doing all these things that he's going to do in this story. And let me tell you, it's a lot. And by the way, this guy has a lot of lessons. I got to point things out and tell him where he was going wrong. But I'm going to do the majority of that and the explaining that at the end, because otherwise this will take forever. And definitely listen to the end, guys. Anyway, mom's a monkey brancher. He says, my mom ran the house, blah, blah, blah. I'm convinced she suckered him in for his resources, as he's very well-to-do and a 6-figure salary. Yes, that's exactly what she did. My own father is the opposite and made an average salary, but being a blue-collar worker, he was tough and rough, not taking crap from anyone. After the divorce, my mom, he never remarried and is extremely distrustful of women. I believe he was MG Tao without knowing it. He lives happily alone, hooks up with women, and rides a motorcycle. Well, guys, you're going to see real quick who this young guy writing this story takes after. And it ain't his not taking any crap father who is MG Tao and rides a motorcycle and all that. He takes after his stepdad. And how do you think that works out? He says the story begins in August of 2021. My friends and I went to a car show and met up with another group who was there. That's when I met her. We'll call her Becky. She was freshly 21, had fair skin, dark hair, green eyes, and masculine energy that made her one of the bros. I believe she displayed the same masculine energy my mother gives off, and since it was familiar, it made her attractive to me. At least you can admit it, man. A lot of guys wouldn't admit that they're attracted to qualities in women that their mothers possess, either good or bad. But you were raised in a household where mom was masculine, mom ran the show, mom was dominant, and to get mom's affection, your stepfather had to give and give and give, and she'd take and take and take. And watch this, guys. He says, I know, smack, and there are plenty more coming. The group was deciding on where to eat and ended up going to the Texas Roadhouse. During the meal, I kept trying to talk to Becky, but she was clearly not interested in me and looked at me with what seemed like contempt. You were probably trying too hard, and she could sense it. When it came time for the bill, I paid the entire thing, and I left a $100 tip well above 20%. Smack. Why are you paying the whole bill for all your friends and leaving a monster tip? I'll tell you why. Because you're trying to impress them and impress her, and essentially, I'm not good enough as me, so I need to show off that I got money and resources. That way she'll pay attention to me, and that way people will like hanging around me. Does that display confidence and strength? No. That demonstrates weakness and insecurity, being a people pleaser. And being that way will turn off good people that would like you for who you are, because they'll lose respect for you, and it will attract the wrong people into your life that will take advantage of you. It says here, I wanted to impress her, and since my job pays extremely well for an associate's degree, it wouldn't have broken me. I make $35 an hour working 10 to 12-hour shifts Monday through Friday. With double time, I work on Saturday. With $50 with 50 to 60 hours a week as a regular schedule, I gross over $100,000 a year. Well, bro, I'm very impressed by your work ethic. I'm very impressed by your grind and making that kind of money, $100K a year, 29 years old. That's great. But where does that all go when you're shelling it all out to pay for everybody's dinner to impress some chick? And I guarantee this isn't the first time you've done this. You want to be rewarded for your hard work by building wealth, not pissing away to impress people. That's blue pill shit. That's nice guy shit. That's weak guy shit. It says here, me footing the bill seemed to pique her interest, and she all of a sudden became more talkative. What I say about attracting people that will take advantage of you when you do something like that? She was even more interested when she saw what I drove. I own a Jaguar XFR, which is a high-performing sedan with over 500 horsepower. He says, I include a picture of it when I bought it at the dealership. He included a picture, and it's a cool-looking car. Ready for smack number 2. You're 29. I'm sure that's a cool car. But what'd you pay for that car? What kind of down payment you put down? What kind of monthly payment are you paying for that car? What is the monthly insurance rate for that car? What's the cost of repairs after warranty for that car? Instead, at 29, my man, you should have a regular car. Doesn't have to be a clunker, but something all right. And that extra money that you use for the car payments and the insurance, put away, invest it. Put in the S&P 500. Every month something, put it away, build wealth. A car is a depreciating asset, okay? Dude, I'm glad you're making $100K, and that's great. But again, you're pissing away on these big car payments. And why do you have that Jaguar? We all know why. Because you're trying to impress people. And people will see right through it. I could see right through it the second I read your story for the first time. I know it's a cool car. Later on in life, when you've built wealth, then you can treat yourself to a Jaguar, but not now. And a woman will see this and be like, ooh, another reason I can take advantage of this guy. It says here, we exchanged contact information and set up a date where I picked her up and took her on a joyride. Had to show off your car. We drove an hour and a half to Omaha and ate at a Mahogany Prime Steakhouse. Very expensive. If you know, you know. So now you're taking her on the first date to a super expensive steakhouse. Why? To impress her. To impress her by paying the bill, to impress her with your Jaguar, to drive a long hour and a half to go out to eat so she could see your car, know that you're in a Jaguar, and then the most expensive. What do I say all the time? One drink. That's it. Why shell out all this money for some chick you barely know? Why? To impress her. And remember his mom and the stepfather that got her? Why did he get her? Because obviously he has resources. Who did he learn from? See, guys? He is attracting the wrong person into his life by doing this. And he's going to pay the price. All this, the expensive first date, the car, screams insecurity. He can have a big sign on his chest saying, please take advantage of me, because that's what people will do. Can't do this, guys. First date, one drink, that's it. And if she doesn't like that, too bad. You just vetted her and knows what she's really like. Gets worse, guys. Wait to see how she starts taking advantage of him. Says here, during the drive back home, she asked if she could crash at my place. He says, I live alone, because she was having issues with her roommate. I didn't mind and went back to my place, which was just a studio, but was newly constructed in a nicer area of the city. We started watching a movie, and shortly after it ended, she asked if I wanted to date her. It took me by surprise, but I said yes and asked if she wanted to date as well. She agreed, but on the condition that we wait a few months before becoming public. She doesn't want to be seen with you. She doesn't want people to know that you're not dating. Do you see the problem here? A girl that really likes a guy and sees him as a catch wants everybody to know, but she wants to hide you. But she's got no problem with you driving around in your Jaguar, taking her expensive places to eat, amongst many other things that are coming. And as a guy that obviously is insecure, a guy doesn't think he's worth a whole lot, is more than happy to take whatever he gets. And I know I'm being harsh here, but I have to point this out. Otherwise, guys aren't going to get this. Says here, and I accepted. Over the next 6 months, we secretly go on dates, keeping it secret from even my friends. Smack. Bro, obviously she doesn't like you. Obviously she's using you. Is it really worth it? She would constantly ask to borrow money, and my dumbass self would give it to her, refusing to be paid back. Smack. You never give people money, especially women. Ever. If you're ever going to lend anybody money, you have a contract written up that they pay you at a certain amount, certain time period, all that. Of course you didn't get it back. But again, you had to please her. Again, behaving like your stepfather. And how'd that work out with your stepfather in terms of how your mom treats him? Again, remember, women hate weakness. They're turned off by it. Women are attracted to strength and confidence. You are not displaying strength or confidence. You are displaying weakness and insecurity. And she is taking full advantage of it. Back to the whole, by doing this, you will attract people in your life that will take advantage of you. Right here. As the months passed by, she became more and more distant. I saw her less and less, and she would take a lot longer to reply. I was troubled, but didn't want to annoy her into leaving me. And yes, there was no sex of any kind, as she wanted to wait until I proved I'm not only after sex. Smack. You've been her secret boyfriend for 6 months, and paying for everything, and loaning her money repeatedly, which you're not going to get paid back, and you're not getting any. Do you see, guys, why it's so important that guys have a masculine role model to teach them these things? And interestingly, how come you were? I'm wondering why your dad, your real dad, wasn't teaching you things like this. Because obviously it sounds like he's the type of guy that would know what I'm talking about here. I find that very interesting. Or maybe he didn't want to hear it. I don't know. I don't know the situation. But you see, brother, what I'm talking about here? No sex all this time. I realize now that I had a scarcity mindset. You think? Eventually, after weeks of not hearing from her, she broke up with me right after Christmas through text. I included a screenshot. I was crushed, but was determined to win her back and offer my continuing support. Smack. You should have been doing cartwheels that this user is done with me. But you figured, this is as good as it gets. This is how my mom treats my stepfather, so this is obviously what life is like. And of course, you're a little too experienced with women. You deserve better, bro. However, I discovered that the roommate she lived with was actually her boyfriend, and they were on again, off again until he proposed to her. Her boyfriend was the opposite of me. He was tall, thin, tatted up, and had a reputation of being an a-hole. And yet she's effing him. Imagine that. However, he couldn't keep a job. Chad and Tyrone never can keep a job. In fact, they were struggling to pay their bills, and that's when Becky got the idea of conning me into a non-existent relationship for my resources. Bro, I'm sorry this happened to you. I really am, and I'm sure it hurt on many levels, and it's embarrassing. And I'm sure it's embarrassing to hear this now in front of the community. And by the way, I know I'm being tough on you, but I respect you the balls to send this in, because you knew darn well I was going to give you shit about this. So I respect you for doing this, and I know you're obviously improving, but good Lord, man. But no one can be surprised at this outcome here. Goes on, he says here, I always wonder why she needed over $500 nearly every month, but anything for my girl. I heard that she was talking about me behind my back and made fun of my weight and my Asian ancestry. I was so sick of my weight that I went extreme, spending hours in the gym where I could and restricting myself on a 1,500 calorie diet, living off gallons of water when I felt hunger. I dropped 100 pounds in 6 months. Shit, dude. And I bought a motorcycle, and now that I was able to comfortably ride one, including the pictures, my Yamaha R1. I changed my hairstyle and started dressing better, and now that I could fit in more clothes. Recently, I got a message from Becky, and her fiance ended up cheating. Shocker. That's what Chad and Tyrone do. She tells me that I was the best boyfriend she ever had, and how her life sucks. I was still pretty blue-pilled, and still pursued a friendship. Smack. What the hell are you talking to her? You found out that the whole time she had a boyfriend and was using you, and you're still talking to her? Do you see, guys, what happens when guys think that they're shit? You see what happens when guys see themselves as not worth anything? They put up with they take scraps. Okay? They put up with anything they can get for attention and affection. This is why I encourage guys to work hard on all areas of their lives to build up to the best they can be, because let's be honest, guys, we can all do better. We can all be better if you're honest with yourselves. And when you're doing better and doing well, you feel good. And you're not going to allow people in your life that are going to take advantage of you. And you're not going to say or do things that are going to demonstrate to the world that I'm weak, I'm needy, I'm desperate, and please come take advantage of me. Because that's the vibe this dude is putting out in the world through his actions and his car and paying for the dinner for everybody and all this other stuff he was doing that was wrong. That's what happens. He said, however, a friend of mine who knows the situation shared your channel with me, and I've been on a binge, listening to you during my commute and when I'm putting in work at the gym. I became angry, mostly at myself for not standing up to the BS I've taken all this time. Well, bro, thank your friend that showed you my channel, and he's really helping you out. And this is good, man. You realize you got a problem. There's a lot of things you haven't learned that you're missing, and you're taking the action to learn this. And I think that's great. I'm really impressed. It's very hard to admit that you're screwing up and that you don't know certain things, and to take the steps to correct that. Okay, that's good. And not to mention you losing 100 pounds. I'm very impressed by that. He says here, she wants to reconcile and start over. Pfft, fat chance. However, I played her game and made myself less available than I was in the past. She's now messaging me and making an effort to win me back. Of course she is, because she's hoping that you're still the same guy and she can con you again and get money out of you and all that until things reconcile with the other guy, or she gets another guy, another bad boy. It says, I have the power now, and it feels great dangling that carrot of commitment in front of her. I, of course, am not going to take her back. Call me petty, but she deserves a taste of her own medicine. I agree. I may update as I continue my RP journey. Thank you, SSM, and I'm looking forward to the roasting in the comments section. Looking forward to the future merchandise. Okay, so I'm going to review a bunch of these things now. I know I said more than I originally intended to, but you all know me. I can't help myself, and I got to talk about different things that he was going wrong. Okay, let's go back to the first part, how his mom and his dad and his stepdad. Mom ended up with a stepdad. Stepdad has resources. And of course, mom still runs the show. And obviously, this is what this guy learned from. So like I say all the time, how a young guy needs a masculine role model to teach him what's what, even if it ain't popular, even if it ain't pretty, to help him not be this type of way. And where was this guy going wrong from the get-go? Number one, when he went out to eat with all his buddies were there, and this girl was there, and he wanted to impress her by paying for the whole bill at the Texas Roadhouse. No, that's ridiculous. You all can get your separate checks or put your credit cards on the table and each take, if there's 6 of you, each of you pays 1/6 of the bill, including the tip. That's it. But by you doing that shows to people, I'm trying to impress people. I'm trying to look like a big shot. And that girl noticed it, a vampire, a leech, and then started paying attention to you. You put that message to the world, and somebody said, okay, good, a sucker. Because, guys, there are entire industries built around taking advantage of desperate people. I'm right here, and that's what she was doing. By you doing things like that, amongst many other things, that shows people that I don't have a whole lot of confidence in who I am as a person, so I need to overcompensate and try hard to impress people. And that will turn off people that ordinarily would like you for who you are as a good guy that you are, and I can tell you are, and make them not respect you, and they won't want to hang around you. And we'll just invite people that will take advantage of you, like that girl, into your life. So don't ever do that. I don't want to hear about you going, unless it's your buddy's birthday and you're treating your buddy or whatever. Do not ever go out again and be the big shot at the table and pay for the whole freaking thing just to look cool, especially if there's a girl there. No, never again. Think about that. Extra money could have been put away, invested. See what I'm talking about? Number 2, the Jaguar. What the hell are you doing with the Jaguar at 29 years old? You make good money, man, because you bust your butt, but in my opinion, you don't make Jaguar money. That's something you buy later on in life after you've built up a lot of wealth and you got your own house or at least your own condo that's mostly paid off and you got a lot of good money in your retirement accounts and your own personal brokerage accounts, and then you can treat yourself to that kind of toy down the road. But right now, no, you can't afford that. And why'd you get it? To show off, to get attention, maybe make yourself feel better. That again, women are not stupid, guys, and they know when guys are trying to impress them. And I notice the guys they chase after are the guys that aren't trying to impress them. Isn't that interesting? Nice guys, blue pill guys are always trying to impress women. Bad boys or high value guys, they don't have to do shit. They're not trying to impress them because they know that they're always going to come after them anyway. Don't know more of that shit. Now you got the car, and you got the high car payment probably every month, and the high insurance payment for that car, and the high repair bills when it has to go to the shop. So you can't do anything about that now. But in the future, get something that really is more reasonable that can get you in, I wouldn't say from point A to point B. You don't need a clunker, but a Jaguar at 29, and obviously you've had this for a while, you don't need that. The money you could have saved by not having that expensive car and the insurance and repairs, and again, invested in different assets that you're comfortable with can help you build wealth over time and not show girls I'm desperate. The next thing, taking the girl on that first date to that most expensive steakhouse in Omaha. Again, I say one drink the first date to see what she's really like, because you take her on this expensive date that communicates, I'm not good enough as is. I don't think you're going to like me for me, so I need to shower you with the expensive restaurant to try to impress you. And that says to the girl, he obviously is not very secure. He is not very confident because he has to do this. He's another one of those guys, and therefore she'll lose attraction for you. Or say, oh, he's one of those guys that has to do this. I'm the type of girl that likes to take advantage of him, and she will, and she did. So the first date's a drink, not an expensive place, to see what she's like. And if she turns you down because of that drink, because there are women out there that won't give you the time of day if you don't take them to the freaking steakhouse in the first date, that tells you everything you need to know, and you don't need to be with them. Next one, lending her money. Smack. I know I smacked you a lot earlier, but I'm definitely smacking you for that. You never got that money back. You're never going to get that money back. You work hard for that money. You said you're working 6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day, and you earn that $100K through your hard work. But you're pissing away paying for these big dinners to impress people, having the Jaguar to impress people, taking her out to the expensive first date to impress people, impress her, loaning her money, never going to get back to impress people. You see what I'm getting at here? Imagine all that money that you were shelling out to impress her or impress people, that is put away and invested in the right places to build wealth. You see what I'm getting at here? Never loan women money. Ever. What else did you go wrong? You weren't getting any. All that time you were with her. Oh, I forgot. The secret relationship. If a woman really likes you, believe me, she wants to show you off to her friends, her family, everyone. She was keeping you a secret. But again, I see where this scarcity mindset comes from. Okay? Then what was next? It's been a long day, guys. Bear with me here. I'm freestyling here. I don't have any notes that I'm looking at here. The thing you were just doing, the sex. Those sex. All that time. All the expensive things you were shelling out for her. Loaning her money. Being her secret boyfriend. And you weren't getting any? Believe me, you all know the stories I do. Women like to hook up. So if she really likes you, she'd be hooking up. There's no hooking up. End of story. It goes on and on, guys, but you see my point? So, guys, don't make this guy's mistakes. You see where he went wrong, okay? Now, where this guy's doing, what he's doing right is busting at his ass at his job. Good for him. Making decent money. Good for him. You lost 100 pounds at the gym. Bro, when you obviously decide you want something, you go for it. Hence, what you're making at your job. Lost 100 pounds at the gym. That's awesome. Keep that up. Now, you want to lose more weight? I highly recommend as a personal trainer, and again, remember, this is entertainment, not advice, technically speaking. You do anything major with your diet, whatever, talk to a doctor. But working out at the gym is awesome, but you got to change your diet. And if you haven't done so already, I know you said you're keeping your calories low. There are good apps out there that will really help calculate that to make it easy for someone that's not as good at that. One of them is called the Weight Watchers app. It's fantastic. I've had clients use it. I think it's like $20-25 a month. It's worth every penny. You enter in all your meals, and that helps you keep track. It assigns you points to food groups, to how many points you can have per day to reach your goal, and it really works, but you have to stick to it 110%. Enter every freaking thing in there, even if it's a cracker. It will help you on your journey, because you can exercise at the gym all the time with lifting and cardio, but if you do not change your diet and eat clean and healthy, you're not going to get there. And it also takes time. So if you change your diet, bro, and eat very good, clean, healthy food, along with the working out, you will keep losing weight to being at a level you want to be. And I think you'll do that. I think that's great. And by the way, you said you bought a motorcycle. How are you affording the Jaguar and the Jaguar payments and the Jaguar insurance and a motorcycle now? Did you get that motorcycle because the guy that was her boyfriend was a bad boy? Were you trying to be a bad boy? You see what I'm getting at here? Impressing people. If you want a motorcycle because you always wanted one, okay, fine, if you can afford it. But I have to question, can you afford it? So, bro, I know I've been tough here. I know I've been pointing all these things out, but you obviously know what I'm going to say and do in these videos. So, going forward, do not talk to her again. Cut her out of your life completely, okay? And I want you to work on yourself. I want you to really dig deep down as to why you got to impress people, okay? Obviously, because you're insecure, okay? Watch my channel, watch other channels, start reading books, work on self-improvement. If you can find a way to rise up in your company, do that. Start putting away money. Stop trying to impress people. Be the best you can be. Keep working out at the gym. And I promise you, you're going to be a better place. And when you start feeling better and better about yourself, you're going to find you don't have to feel a need to impress people. And it's going to be amazing how your life's going to go. But until you get to that point, these old bad habits will come up. But cut this girl out of your life and do not do the things that you've been doing with her, with future girls in the future, because a lifetime of bad habits is not easy to shake overnight, okay? It's going to take you time to adopt and implement all these things you've learned into your life, but you will get there, because mark my words, in time you'll meet some other chick and you'll be tempted to do the same crap that you did in this story, and you can't do it. Otherwise, you can expect the same thing to happen in the future. Life will test you. So, bro, I want you to write me in 6 months. In 6 months on, when the hell is it? Today is July 8th, I believe. So on January 8th, I want you to email me and let me know how you're doing. How you're doing on your weight loss journey, how things are going in terms of learning this material, how you're applying it to your life, and all that. And of course, how things are going with this crazy chick. But in terms of her reaching out to you. But I don't want you hanging out with her or anything like that. You got your fun. She reached out to you again. You're jerking her around, which she deserves. But if you spend too much time talking to her, you may end up making a mistake and taking her back. For God's sakes, do not do that. So cut her out of your life, work on yourself. In 6 months, January 8th, 2023, I want you to send me an email. Let me know how you're doing. I'm really eager. I know I've been tough, but bro, you can do it, okay? Now I tore you a new one many times. I slapped the shit out of your face. Should feel numb at this point. Now you know where you went wrong. Now you know where you can grow. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let this guy know what you think. You're helping him, trust me. And also, guys, I want you to use this story here to help you guys out, because if you are honest with yourself and you're the type of guy that would do a lot of the things that he'd do to impress people and women, you're seeing here how one looks from the outside and how you'll be seen by the outside world and women. You don't want to be that guy. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.